friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we decided to share with you our vegan story.
And the reason we wanted to do this video is because as we build this community online on Instagram and Facebook and here on YouTube, we wanted you to get to know us better so that every time we share something regarding veganism, whether it's a recipe or why we decided to go vegan, you know where we're coming from and you know our beliefs and you know our values and you just get to know her better so that we can have this beautiful connection together. We're going to try and answer some of the most common questions that we've gotten over the years regarding why we decided to go vegan. However, if you do have a question and we don't get to answer it in this video, make sure you leave it in the comments below and we'd love to answer it afterwards. So I am Monica.
And I am Svet.
And we've been vegan for 2.5 years now. And for 3 years prior to that, we were vegetarian.
So cutting meat was not really a hard job for me because I was ready to try it, and what inspired me was simply because I wanted to do some change and I wanted to experiment. For veganism, I remember it clearly watching Cowspiracy, the documentary called Cowspiracy. And after watching it, I remember clearly what I said in my mind and said to Monica is that I'm never going to buy cheese again because I didn't want it to support the dairy industry.
So growing up, I never enjoyed eating meat or eggs, so it was really easy for me to go vegetarian. I just woke up one morning and I said, that's it, I'm not having any more meat or eggs or anything like that. Or actually I did have eggs for a little longer, but I stopped meat pretty easily. It came very naturally to me because I never liked it in the first place. However, going vegan was a little bit of a more interesting journey. So it was right around the time where we got Shoshi. I don't know where he went. But when I started getting to know him and getting to observe his emotions and his feelings and how many feelings and emotions were collected in his little body, I realized it made me think about how many other animals have similar feelings even though we may not see them on a day-to-day basis. And so that kind of inspired me to look into veganism and just get informed about it. And then we started watching things like Cowspiracy and What the Health, and I started reading books and research papers saying how, like, researching the benefits, the pros and cons of being vegan. And the more information I got, the more I realized this was the right choice for me, and we just decided to go vegan.
Cheese!
All jokes aside, as with any other person, if you ever eat, like whether you're vegan or not, if you try giving up cheese, it will probably be one of the hardest things ever, and you'll realize how addicting it actually is. This is so because it has a protein in it called casein that makes it very addicting to us as human beings, and so giving it up was definitely one of the most challenging things we have done.
And the other challenging thing was being in the social settings. Simply because not everyone is vegan and not everyone knows how to cook vegan. So sometimes we had to bring our own food, and yeah, this was also challenging. Yeah,
but over time people learn, like we shared recipes with them, our close family members, when we went over their place. We would either, as he said, we would bring our own food, or sometimes they would make something and they learned, and now they have a variety of vegan recipes that they can make for us when you go over, and it's super good.
Yeah, I definitely experienced changes in my body, especially when I stopped eating meat. And for me, I used to have for a very long time heartburn. And when I stopped eating meat, I was very surprised to find out that on the 3rd week after cutting meat, I stopped having heartburn. And the other changes I experienced were more on the emotional level, and I wasn't feeling hunger. I wasn't feeling wolf hunger, which made me feel more relaxed. And overall, I was not thinking about the food as much.
So I forgot to mention earlier, but one of the other reasons why I particularly wanted to try giving up dairy was because I had severe acne. It was like really bad really uncomfortable to go out. It wasn't a good story. It wasn't good. And so I gave up dairy just to see how if my skin will improve at all, and it actually did. It like over 2 months I had significantly less acne. It wasn't gone completely, but I was doing much better. So that was definitely one of the changes that I noticed. Other things that came over time was my digestion. I have much better digestion than I did before. Everything is moving super well and I'm very happy. And then the other thing, as he said, emotionally, I did notice that I developed a better relationship with food, and I wasn't getting angry as much, which is like very different. I don't know if you've ever heard about how people say that the emotions that were in the animals come to us. I fully believe this because I've experienced it for myself, and I was much calmer, like much better mood overall. So both of us never had cravings for a particular product, like let's say, I don't know, steak or meatball or anything like that. However, what we did crave, both of us, we craved some of our traditional Bulgarian recipes that usually have some kind of animal product in it. It's very deep in the Bulgarian culture to cook with animal products. So it took us a while to figure out how we can veganize those recipes, but as soon as we did, we literally had no more cravings towards anything.
So when we went vegan, we started experimenting and cooking with more ingredients, plant-based ingredients, and I started learning their properties and how to cook with them. And I must say that experimenting and trying to cook vegan recipes was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, and I am not the experimenter kind. I like to have a recipe and follow it for the most part. So what I did is I started YouTubing and Googling all kinds of like different vegan recipes. I have a few favorites that I found, a few creators that I really love their recipes, how they turn out. I'll put them in the description box below in case you want them. But also if you have any other ones, feel free to share them below. We're always learning and wanting to try new recipes, so we'd love to hear from you and let us know what your favorites are. So we found actually a huge shift in how much money we were spending prior to going vegan and after we went vegan. To give you an idea, we're spending about $800-ish for food per month. And when we went vegan and we started making everything ourselves, it dropped down to about $500 or $550 per month.
And yes, being a vegan can sometimes be more expensive, simply because some of the products they have in the store are very expensive, just like yogurt, or if you want to try sausages or something like that.
Mayo.
Yes.
Mayo is very expensive.
Yes, so the best way to go with this is actually buy the raw products and experiment and try to do those things by yourself.
Yeah, so cooking from scratch was a huge change for us. It also made our food a lot healthier because there was nothing added to it but what we wanted to be added in there. And it does take a little bit of planning though, I would say that for sure, because sometimes you need to soak like chickpeas or beans or lentils or things like that, nuts. However, we do have a meal planning video on this channel, so I'll link it up like somewhere here in one of the corners so that you can see if you're interested to learn how to meal plan properly. You can watch that.
So veganism for me is simply the purest and most natural way for humans to live, simply because you're not contributing to animal slaughtering, animal exploitation, and also your carbon footprint is much lower.
Yeah, and I totally agree, but for me also going vegan was a huge invitation to expand my love for all living things, whether it's plants or animals or humans, and it was a very, very rewarding journey overall. I would say a lot of people, when they say oh, I'm going vegan so I'm gonna have to give up X, Y, and Z, to me it wasn't like this, because what I gave up, a few animal products, was replaced by a huge abundance of like new ingredients, like he said, more fruits, more vegetables, more legumes, all the good stuff. things that are actually fueling my body. So I didn't feel a sense of scarcity in a way, or that something was taken away from me. Instead, I was given a lot more. And yeah, that is basically where our vegan story. This is why we do this. This is why we believe in it. If you have any questions, as I said, let us know in the comments. We'd love to chat more. This is one of our favorite topics to talk about. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to follow along and learn some new vegan recipes or how to live healthier and be part of our adventures, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye!
Bye! And yeah, you know it. Okay, пак ще го направя. So...
Не съм аз първа. Аз първо и после ти.
Okay. The thing about being vegan was that...
And so...
And now... Не, това беше не. Това няма да го правим.